Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and my craft table. I'm so glad you're here with me today. This video is another installment of my 2026 Teacher Appreciation Week video series. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to easily create a little calendar that a teacher can put on their desk. It has its own stand, and this is the kind of calendar not to record information, but just has a beautiful image, or you could even do a scripture or a picture, whatever it is that you want them to be able to see, plus every single month with all of the days. I think this is a great idea for any teacher. In fact, this is a great idea for just about anybody, because in our busy world, we're always looking for what day is that? What is the date of that particular day of the week? How many weeks away is this event, etc. So if you're ready to get started making this amazing gift for anyone, and especially the teachers in your life, hit the like button, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get started. All right, so in this project today, I'm going to show you how I made these, but very quickly, I wanted to go over what is included in the gift package. So in the gift package, and I keep these in the cellophane pocket. I just get a big ginormous pack of these from Michael's. So these fit an A2 sized card. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And these are gonna protect your project. And inside each of these bags will be the calendar, and I'll explain this in just a moment. And then I will have a stand. And there are two options you can choose from that I think work best. Number one is if you have a lot of cardstock or craft board, you could make your own stands using your Cricut. This is just a file that I found in Design Space, and I think it works great. In fact, you just place it on your desk, and then you place the calendar on the stand, and there it is. So that's one option. The other option is this package here. Now, I purchased a package of these easels in the art section in Hobby Lobby, where you can get the canvases and the paintbrushes and paints. But anyway, these are mini art easels. They're a 4-pack, they're $4.49. So these would also be a great option. Okay, they're definitely obviously sturdier, okay, and you can change the angle in which something is sitting on the desk. So they just go on the desk, and this goes onto the easel, and there you have a really nice project. And then this is what it looks like from the front. So more than likely, I will most likely be giving these in the package here for the gift. So as far as these calendars go, what I did is I have some layers here, okay? The back layer, the one here that's this blue, this is a stenciled piece of 80-pound cardstock. On top of that, and I can see it right there, I have a white piece of craft board, and that gives it a lot of stability. And then on top of that, I have a grounding panel of this beautiful black shimmer cardstock. There you go. And it's just gorgeous. It is one of my most favorite cardstocks. You have so many options as to how you could layer this. Now on top of the panel, you can see here I have a calendar. Now this is just a tearaway calendar. It does start in May. So I bought a bunch of the 2026 tear-off calendars from Tailored Expressions. These are super inexpensive, like really inexpensive. And they come like 10 to a pack. This is the remainder of 2026. And I took that section. What I did is I'll show you here. Let's pretend that this is 2026 section. And here's my 2027. I put them together and I clipped them, And then I had liquid adhesive here at the top, like Mod Podge would be, and then it dries really nicely, and it still allows you to tear things away. I'm actually going to be doing a video shortly on how to do this to make your own tearaway calendars and or your own notepad. So I have that here on the bottom of my panel, and I just used like tape runner to glue it down, okay? And then here at the top, now this is where your creativity can shine. I chose to use selected cards from a pack of scripture cards. Now these are also from Tailored Expressions. They have a scripture on them every day and then an image, and they're just beautiful. And I colored these with alcohol markers. I love them. I think they're amazing. Other options for here is you could put a print and cut picture of some kind. You could also have your child color a little card and put it on there. You could even use stickers. So like, here's just a bunch of stickers I have. Maybe someone really loves plants, or they love butterflies or flowers or rainbows or whatever you have in your stash. So I'm sure whatever you choose to go up here will be just perfect. So let me show you how, well, I have more to put together. So we'll go ahead and do a couple of those. Let me kind of clean up my desk here for a second. All right, so let's go ahead and start putting these together. Now I do want to mention one thing. I have one calendar out here to the side that I'm not going to be putting together because I want to use this pattern paper here. It's so pretty. I really like that. And I think it goes well with this. But here's the problem. I pulled it out of the paper pad and I turned it like this and cut it. And I wasn't paying attention. The paper needs to be, it's directional. So it needs to be like vertical like this, and this is just way too short, right? You can see. So later, after I'm done with this video, I will create this particular calendar because I'm going to go back and cut a new page. So I said all of that just to mention it, because if you have pattern paper that you're using instead of a stenciled piece of paper, make sure if it's directional that you cut your paper so that it is 5.5 tall in the correct direction. So I'm going to have to fix that a little bit later. I have one done here, and this one's kind of almost ready to be put together. If you have anything super textured, you probably want a combination of your liquid glue and a tape runner, or you could even use double-sided tape. This is flat, it has no dimension to it. So that is this particular one here. And then I am going to go ahead and get a little tape runner there. Okay. And we're going to put this on the top. Now I like to put my calendar down here, kind of where I think I want it, side to side, and definitely, you know, from the bottom. And then I come up here and I decide if I like the margin. Okay, and I think that's actually pretty good. So I'm going to press this down. I'm going to take this one. Now this one I'm going to use the double-sided tape because this is obviously thicker and it needs more substantial adhesive. And pull up these release papers. And then I am going to add a little bit of liquid glue kind of around the perimeter. Okay, and I don't need to add a whole lot, just enough to be able to move it around if I need to do so. Okay, bring this in, and then this is going to go right in here. Now I need to keep my fingers kind of out of the way, so I'm going to use my tweezers to help me. I like to be able to see. Okay, so I think that looks really good. This is one I had it partially started, and now it is complete, and it'll be ready for an easel. Okay, so the next one is kind of the same thing. We've got the craft board panel, the black panel, and then I have a bokeh effect pattern paper, and I thought that looked really pretty with this one. So I'll bring that over there. I do have this side, but I really liked this side better. This is for my daughter's math teacher, and he is the only gentleman in the bunch. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. In fact, I want to go this way. I had Cricut cut this out for me. I'm gonna do, we were at 4, so I'm gonna do 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that is going to be the measurements of all of these calendars that we put together today. I'm going to have 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to have 4 by 5 1/4, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I'm going to go through each of these stacks, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the paper down so that we can make some quick work of all of these calendars in like an assembly line kind of fashion. Okay, so we have a pink one with a pink flower, purple with a purple flower, and this will be quick work now that everything is cut and sized, and that's what I would do, assembly line. All right, so I am just gonna set some music on for you, and I'm gonna get these assembled real quick, and then we'll come back and take a look. So I've got quite a few of these calendars done, and I am very excited about how they came out. The original one that I showed you, we had this magenta one that was partially put together, and then you saw that these were partially put together. Okay, beautiful. And then these are the two that I had to put together from, start to finish. I actually decided I would go ahead and just get these put together, ready to go. I'm already here, I might as well. So I went ahead and pulled the large sheet of this right here. Let me grab my paper trimmer back out here. And this is what I mean by directional. This is the top, this is the bottom. So I'm gonna cut off this top, because that's the side that came out of the binding of the paper pad. That's at 5 1/2. And then side to side, we'll do 4 1/4. Save these pieces. So we have this one. And then that is gonna look really pretty with this here. So this is at 4. Maybe we could do like, take 1/8 of an inch off, and this is at 5 1/4, and I can take 1/8 inch off. So essentially it's a 1/16 all the way around, and then look at the difference. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. I might have to make one for myself. I'm gonna do 3 6/8. We'll do 5. And that should match. That should be good. Yes, yes it is. So this one will be easy to put together in a moment. And then I went ahead and pulled another sheet of paper here so I can cut it down correctly. And then I did find this one. Okay, so now I have to decide if I like this or if I like that. I'm leaning toward the green. She did tell me her favorite colors. I finally heard back from her, and she did tell me her favorite colors were like greens and browns. So I think maybe we'll go with this one. See, and that's plenty there. There we go. That's the look. Okay, great job. Now we're just gonna get these put together super fast. And I finally dug out the scissors because it was easier than tearing. I have my name stickers on the back. I originally was going to just have the craft board be the back piece. And I don't know, it just didn't work. So I'm flipping it over and having it be on the back there. Let me grab one of these. You'll have to tell me down in the comments if this is something that you would like to have. Like if somebody gave you a little desk calendar, would you be excited? And is this something that you would, you know, give to somebody that you're giving gifts to? I think it's a great gift. Consumable, customizable, and just pretty. Just pretty. This is also a great way to use up papers that you like the pattern paper, but you're not real sure you want it to be an entire card. So that's a good thing. So this is a great way to use that up. And I will tell you that you could make your own little calendars like these. You would have to print them out, cut them, and then stack them up, do the adhesive part. So I can't wait to show you the little video on how I do tearaway notepads. This liquid glue sure does help give you a little bit of time to wiggle things around. Now this one, the April needs to come off on this one. There we go. It's much better. So we have that one and our final one. My tape runner is wanting to stick on itself. Okay, get this nice and centered. And then our black layer. And these really do go, you know, really quick assembly. Once you have everything cut and prepped, the assembly really is very, very quick. So this is a great project. Now, my daughter, you know, she's going to be in high school, so that's why I chose to use the scripture cards. She does go to a Christian private school, and she's been there since we moved here, and you know, COVID came and all of that, so it just fell into our lap, and we love having her there. But you could, I really like the idea, if you have littles, having them make something for their teacher. To me, that would be just so precious. You could even do these for grandparents. I could just go on. Like, I think customizable calendars are fantastic. All right. Wow. I managed to get it all done. Okay, we're going to be using those. So we have the English teacher, the math teacher, science teacher and the Bible class, history / technology. This is Spanish, PE / one of the athletic directors. This is for the head athletic director / coach. And this is for the art teacher. And I think these are amazing. So I'm so excited about that. This just really, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little bags. These are from Michael's, like I said. So you take them and you pop them in there just like so. We're gonna put the easel in the back. It'll be kind of a little bit of a squeeze back there. And then take the little self-adhesive protector, take that off and just fold it down. And then there is your sweet card. Well, not card. There's your sweet calendar. The only other thing that I need to do is on the back of each of these, I can put a sticker that I always put. That one will work there. Some of these papers are double-sided, so I like these backs. Those are fine. So here are all of these. There we go. Amazing. And then I think what I will do is I will just cover the back. In fact, I have one right here. Let me make sure it's the right size. See that? That's pretty much perfect. So we will just add that to the back and flip that over and sticker. And there we go. That is awesome. Here they all are, and I could not be happier. These came out so good. And again, I have a variety of things happening. I have colored scripture cards, which you could put anything there. Stickers, your child's artwork, pictures, like whatever it is that you think the recipient would love to look at. We have the tearaway calendars and the black grounding panel. As far as the very back, we've got some stenciled backgrounds. Those are those. I do have a glitter cardstock because it really was the best option instead of the original stencil that I had chosen. And then here we have some patterned paper. You could even use regular cardstock and have a solid color. Really, the sky is the limit. Your creativity, no matter what you do to put these together, is going to be just perfect. They're super easy, and especially if you prep ahead of time, they don't take any time at all to put together. I hope you found the video informative and helpful. I hope this inspires you to try something new and give out a unique custom gift for any teacher in your life or anyone else for that matter. So until I see you again in the next card or craft video, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting. Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.